Welcome everybody, Radamant here, recording episode, what is this now, 11? Jeez, going pretty quick, of my desert survival attempt. So where we left off, we had, well, last episode, had a considerable amount of raids. You can see evidence of that here, and I'm starting to work on a sort of workbench, workshop type area that I'll eventually air condition, etc. So a lot of you wrote in on the last video that my smoke pot belt had exploded when that scyther hit me, and you are indeed correct. That is what happened. I realized it after the fact, after I had finished the playthrough, looking at everything and going, oh yeah, that's what that was. 'Cause it hadn't occurred to me initially. And some other helpful feedback as well, like, you know, it's about time to use some of that plasteel, because I've got over 500 of it as construction material, stuff like that. So I think on this episode, I want to get the workshop done. I want to be able to have a pseudo-renewable source of components, because right now I'm working on sort of a limited number of components that I'll ever have, because there's only so many in on the map, and I'm running through that supply pretty quickly. And if I can refrigerate this area and put in some tool benches, it will also really help the crafting speed, so there's even more reason to do it. Oh, also, someone else pointed out, Caitlin pointed out that the ambrosia effect I was having was something I got off raiders. I hadn't realized that, but Silver had been eating it without me even noticing, which is embarrassing. I probably should have noticed. Yeah, that's what that was all about. Alright, so I still have Mechanites, which means I'm probably going to be stupidly tired here. But fortunately, I just changed the work priorities, and I forced Silver to work throughout the night. Or day, rather. Throughout the night. Now let's prioritize corner pieces first, else they become impossible to build later on. And we have a combat supplier. I'm going to hit up the combat supplier before it's bedtime. I think that will be a pretty good thing, because we have a lot of these little primitive weapons, etc., that we can get rid of. We don't need to hold on to them. Bows. Frees up a lot of storage space. And maybe, just maybe, there's something I actually want to buy out of it. Probably not, because we don't have a lot of money. But you never know. I could probably figure out how to purchase another smoke pot belt. That wouldn't be terrible. I could just have to sell off some things that I, like a sniper rifle or something, chain shotgun, or components. But I don't really want to sell components. Maybe this is the only trade I'll do. So I don't know how helpful that smoke pot really is, because after I get shot, I take cover anyway. So I'll keep the snipers and just trade a little bit of silver for all the primitive weapons, and then get to bed here. So it's going pretty fast. The Mechanites, despite really screwing up Silver's sleep schedule, is certainly making quick work of building and whatnot. So I really want to capitalize on that. And nope, we don't really need more refugees. Really want to capitalize on that and get as much of the construction that we need done, as soon as possible. All right, so we have low food. It might be a little tight for a little bit until we have another harvest, because We ran, I don't exactly know, I mean I could review, but we ran low. And food poisoning and things like that, you know, causes more hunger, I think. I could be wrong about that, but I thought, you know, it's possible that it does. Well, whatever the case is, we are low on food, certainly. You know, doesn't matter why, but that is definitely the case. And we gotta make sure we're growing. Now, I could harvest some of this stuff early once it hits, I don't know, I think 50%. I can start getting a yield back from it. Something along those lines, but I just need to make sure that we're not in a starvation mode. Of course, we could always butcher human bodies, but I really don't want to have to do that if I can help it, because that will make everyone upset. Alright, so at this point, I think 120. I think I'm going to get some marble tile going. I know it seems silly. Well, alright, let's not worry about that. Let's just get the doors and whatnot. Get the temperature up, or down. Alright, so the grow lights are back on. It's cool enough to grow full speed. And we got some ship chunks to deconstruct for components and steel. It's good to get those before I forget about them, because I can be forgetful. Alright, so it's getting nice in here. Nice enough for some proper production that isn't hampered in any way. Oh, but it's bedtime again. Now, I also have to keep an eye on the battery levels, because we have 4 batteries, so we doubled our battery capacity, and certainly I could do better than that if once I have some more steel. But it is very possible that the extra AC up here forces some, you know, additional power generation that we don't have. Alright, so now our growth is up to... Oh, I know what happened. The poison ship killed off the crops. So one missed harvest, and we're, you know, kind of up the creek a little bit. Yeah, I'd forgotten about that. Alright, enough relaxing socially. So this is enough steel for the bench. Now I'll just grab the components. And we've got ourselves wonderful. And I think what I'll do is just granite stools. Probably not the most comfortable, but you know, gotta do what you gotta do sometimes. Shoddy. Alright, I'm gonna power this off because I don't need it just yet. But let me see if the cost has changed. So it's a crafting skill, which is a good way of getting my crafting up. Certainly. Alright. So we've got that bench. Well, Let's see. What else? I think we want a smelter as well. So what's the best layout? The best layout's probably here and here. Yeah, that's going to yield the most space. It's actually kind of a small space, so maybe one there, like that. Yeah, that's the best layout. Okay. So I want to put some light in there, because that matters. Let's haul all the steel that we can. And floor it up, you know, so it's not so hideous. But we're going to want some more steel. So I think an electric smelter will be nice. Oh, I got mechanoids. Oh, okay, and they're sort of near me. So let's grab this steel and run for it. Alright, I want to see what kind of weapons. So clearly Scythe are coming. Inferno cannon, 2 Inferno cannons. So I probably want to fight in the field against these other mechanoids. So I'm going to slow time down a little bit. Turn on all the turrets because the Scyther's about to pop in. And the Scyther decides to camp behind turrets. Guess that's really not the worst spot. But it went down like mighty quick. Turrets aren't having any of that. Alright, so before I engage on that, I think what I'll do is I'll run to the door here. Because I don't want to get caught where they can shoot at me and I can't really shoot at them. So this seems to be good. I do have Mechanites, so my aim is a little better than it normally would be because my manipulation is better, and it doesn't affect my sight. Which is important to make note of. Let's get this door open. Already, it's a hearing sensors are busted up. And I'll just keep falling back. And if the other one wants to go into the base, it might start some fires, but I really can't. I can't deal with that. You know, I can't fight 2 fights at once. And since Bomba's a pacifist, it's going to be up to the turrets. Because heaven knows I don't want Valentina doing it. Yep. And sort of as expected, they are setting fires. So what I'll try to do, let's see if I can't get, alright, Valentina, I want you to go to freezer. I'm going to try to get Bomba in there, but I have to pay attention to Silver too. Silver's still fighting a fight up there. I'm trying to drag the Mechanoid in. Oh, that sucks. That's a good shot for him. Alright, it's not working. What I was attempting to do is to cause the Mechanoid to come further into the door. Oh, like that. Perfect. Alright. Stop, drop, and roll. You've been on fire for, like, really way too long here. Wow, that one dropped quick. Alright, now Bomba's going to be tasked with extinguishing fires. I'm going to extinguish the fires in priority. And Silver, let's have you extinguish these fires so you can get home. Well, that wasn't smooth, but it wasn't terrible. Alright, I recovered all the turrets. Some of their power might be Well, this turret's not recovered yet. I can't say for certain that I have saved that one. I'm not going to worry about the power lines here. They don't cost very much. Alright, and there you have it. The dreadfully inefficient raid. At this point, I think I'd be better off burying this cable, just because that happens a lot. And I don't really... Oh, I guess I broke the hat. Alright, I'm going to want another hat here. But it is bedtime, so I'll worry about that later. So that raid was slightly annoying. But it happens. So, let's see. We have Mega Sloth wool. Still more for cowboy hat. So let's force it to be the wool. That way it will have very good insulation properties. And Valentina here, you can now be unrestricted because we don't need you hiding in the freezer. Alright, let's heal these burns. Silver, I'm going to wake you up. You're taking a while. I don't want Bomba to get infections if I can help it. Alright, so Bomba's all patched up. We are fairly low on food at this point, so I gotta be careful. Oh yeah, I forgot about all this steel from that poison ship. So I'm just gonna make some repairs, because you never know when you're gonna get a back-to-back attack. It happens. And we got an infection anyway. Okay. Well, I tried to tend to it ASAP, but obviously didn't get to it in time. It's a torso infection, so it's not like amputation's an option. But immunity is growing faster than infection, and I can always boost him up to Glitter World, which I guess I'll do next time. Alright, so we have some steel that I forgot about, so I'm going to cancel this for now. And we'll dig at the marble here in order to bury our power cables so the turrets can't be turned off easily. Alright, so now we have a little bit more security here. We're running really low on food here. We're down to just a few meals. So I'm going to try to hold off a little bit longer to eat. I'd rather not resort to cannibalism if I can help it. That poison ship really hurt us when we had food scarcity problems to begin with. Alright, so we'll eat, and he needs to eat too, so... And we rest. Alright, so immunity is way outside of the infection. I'm just going to go back to... Oh, I was going to go back to herbal, but that means I need to wake up and tend to it. Because if I wait, it could get worse. Fortunately, infections aren't nearly as bad as some other diseases that you can incur. Alright, so I've cleaned up most of everything, repaired most of everything, sort of actually improved the kill box a little bit. Because the worry is, if they ever set fire, it's harder to set fire to a granite wall to destroy the cables than just cables out in the open. So I feel pretty good about that change. And some of these potatoes are grown enough that maybe tomorrow, after a full grow period, I can pre-harvest, and we won't have to starve here. I mean, we won't have to starve. I just don't want to harvest too early and then be in a scenario where you know, we had to cut a bunch of the crops out of the ground way before they're ready. But silver's a pretty good grower. He can get them resown pretty quick. Trying to get some cleaning done. He really wants to eat the last meal. And I suppose I will let him in just a moment. Meaning that Bamba needs a meal. So let's cut some plants early. Oh, I'm not getting anything for it. Oh, but Bamba had a meal on him, so. Alright, the moods that I have are pretty decent. So if I really need to go cannibalistic, I can. But I really don't. I don't think I'm going to be hitting that scenario here. It'd be good to know. Alright, let's look this up. Rim World Potato Harvest. I don't really know what I'm looking for, but I'm trying to figure out what percentage I can start getting yield. But that's kind of hard to look for. Maybe it's 70%. So maybe after tomorrow's grow period, I can start getting some food out of these. Alright, so we have a cowboy hat that protects up into 40. That will be plenty for Bamba. Man, this sand gets everywhere. Like, truly, it's tracks in from all sources. It's really hard to keep the paste clean. Alright, I think... No. The table's connected to the wrong things. This machining table. Which is a little annoying. I guess I'll have it just connected to nothing at the moment. Oh, no, there we go. There, now it's connected up. I'm going to switch weapons and process our mechanoids here. And by process them, I mean shoot them till they're gone. And let's do this last one. Oh, I have to kill it first, don't I? Alright, so Bamba and I are hungry. Oh, it's sleep time anyway. We'll pick that up later. Oh, come on. 70% harvest. Great. It was 70. That's perfect. And we got more mechanoids coming. More inferno cannons, which makes me mad. This is pretty much the same raid we just fought. Like, the same quality of everything. Alright, so go to the freezer. Which means I really don't want to have to deal with the fire I had before. Let's wake you up. Turn on the turrets. I'm not even going to bother fighting the Scyther, it's going to die on its own. Turn off the turrets. Alright, so I'm going to go for the northern pass one first. I was trying to figure out what my range was, but I was zoomed in too much. Luckily, I didn't really get burned all that much. Wasn't that bad. Let's go stand over here. Alright. Max range. The other one's coming in on our turrets, though. I'm going to try to leave them off as long as I can, so that it walks as far into the room as possible so it dies fastest. Oh, but it's attacking granite wall. So, just doing the max range dance here. All of you are sure familiar with it. What wall are you attacking? Whatever it is, I'm glad you're taking a long, long detour. Okay, Bomba's on his feet. You need food, rest, a little bit of everything. This raid didn't come at a good time. If there is such a thing as a good time. Alright, so now it is inside the kill box. I'm going to whip the turrets on. The other one's downed, so I'm going to start coming home. There is a fire. So I'm going to... Oh, and the other one's down. Perfect. So what I'm going to do is... craft up some meals, which was long overdue. Have Bomba tend to Silver, because Silver didn't want to tend to himself. Oh, he's tending to himself now. Grab the rest of the potatoes. Into some more meals. Yeah, I'm gonna keep waking you up. Yeah, I'll let you sleep there, I guess. What do you keep doing? Oh, you're not even sleeping. You're just healing. But you're doing it neurotically. Okay, that's enough of that. You're not re-entering that room. And, of course, the moment I'm frustrated with him, it becomes a heat wave. I'm not sure what's going on here, but it's comical. It's like a mix of, like, being too sleepy to work, but it's like insomnia here. Something, I don't know. But it's just about coming up on their bedtimes. So, it will resolve itself. It's just pretty funny. Alright, so we're fully healed without any infection, which is good. And it's sleep time. That was an interesting turn of events. Alright, so we have 1, 2, 3 caterpillars to process. We've done most of the repairs. Now I just hope to get Silver out of this psychological, you know, dumps that he's in. He's not happy. Alright, so 68 looks to be the harvest percent or something around there. These are 77. I don't know. Either way, we're not starving, which is good. Alright, get as much of that joy as you can, because God knows you need it and have earned it. Alright, let's not allow Bomba to do that. Tensions are already high and moods are already a little negative. No need to eat raw. So I'm getting like, 75% of the yield for 75% of the grow. It's not ideal, but if I was to be honest, it is better to harvest early than to face the wrath of very, very upset pawns. Alright, I just like the way the chain shotgun looks, so I'm just going to go ahead and blast them away. It might not be the most efficient way to break down mechanoids, but it sure is fun. Alright, so 6 more meals, and we'll have a lot of potatoes out of that, so I'm not feeling great. We don't have a surplus, but it's better than almost on the brink of starvation, which we were at moments ago. Alright, so let's get this mechanoid. No, let's get the far one before I forget that he's out there. Oh, we hit 14. Planet class master, I think? Oh, strong master, not planet class yet. What am I thinking? Which means we are stockpiling components and the like. Plasteel, etc. in higher quantities. And let's get some sewing going. Should have done that earlier. Oh, you look rotten, and you are. Any other rotten? I think that's the only rotten one. Now, one of you... I'm sorry I'm bad with names, but one of you mentioned that I should be burning the corpses. You're probably right. I'm not... I mean, I guess the thing is... not burning the corpses... levels up my construction? I don't know. I don't really honestly have a good reason for burying them. Other than the fact that I have been. I can't tell you. But yeah, I mean, if I kept a Molotov grenade, it would make a lot more sense to just burn the corpses, and I usually do that in the past. And given that there's nothing, there's no organic matter in this desert, it's not like the fire can really spread, so it's actually really safe to do it. I just haven't been. Alright, so we are in a heat wave in the middle of summer. So it is, let me look at my chart. It is 232 Fahrenheit, which is a very, very healthy 111 Celsius. So I don't think the plants are going to grow for a little bit. It is just too hot, and that's why things are spoiling in the freezer. Yeah, it's ridiculously hot. I would go so far as to say we've hit ridiculousness in temperature. .232. I don't know. Someone's probably been paying attention. I think like something like 238's been the max temperature we've hit. Something around there. Alright, so we almost have all of the ship tech. Wow, you're sleeping early. We almost have all of the ship tech researched, which is, well, quite frankly, pretty quick in the scheme of things. Oh, come on, Heatwave. Please stop. Which means, I mean, we could start actually working on beams and stuff. Like I could... Actually, let's go ahead and do that. So, put a door here, and granite wall like that. Let's get some more granite. Walling off an area for the ship, so it's not exposed. And I'll put one ship beam down, and then reactor, because the reactor can still generate power for us. I think the reactor I'm researching now, no, computer core now. Now the AI core, we're somewhat reliant on trying to find a psychic ship for the AI core. We've just been getting poison ships, which is a bit of a bummer. So we're relying on luck, I suppose, to get the reactor core. We can try to trade for it, but it is not a cheap item to purchase. It is unbelievable. It's probably going to be like 12K or something like that. Something really expensive. Punitively so. So actually, with that in mind, we don't even need a door here. We could just leave that open. It's still part of the base, so it doesn't really matter. Which means no roof, no roof. Alright, and sleep time again has come. Unmanaged mechanites. It's gotta suck. Alright, so it's 151 in the farms. Nothing's really growing due to the heat. So given the fact that we had a sort of a dangerous food shortage, this heat wave is not helping. I could harvest early like I've did before, but not a big fan of this heat wave. It's kind of like the perfect storm of a poison ship plus heat wave keeping me from actually growing stuff. But we still have some more food left, so there's no cause for immediate concern quite yet. Alright, so let's get the beam going. So eventually if we want the reactor... Oh my god, that thing's big. Beam. We don't have any uranium. But that doesn't mean we can't prep it. Start prepping all the other materials. Certainly it's going to take up a whole heck of a lot of our plasteel. Almost all of it, in fact. Well, all but 200, but then this will take up almost all our plasteel. And an engine and core eventually. So we have literally just enough components for this thing. Alright, let's forget the blocks and focus on some steel. Steel up there. Your needs have been way out of whack given all this mechanites. Been constantly like joyless and yeah, so what I think I'm gonna do is work. I'm gonna force them to do a little bit of joy after they wake up. I'll be a little less productive, but I'm not gonna be risking the mood swings that I have been. Alright, heat wave's over. It's bedtime, and we have all but the uranium for the ship reactor. Now, if I set it up a ground penetrating scan, we can actually get the uranium too. Now, I'm not entirely sure how the long-range mineral scanner works. I think it finds new minerals within the radius or something like that. I'm not... I guess I could look it up. Wow, there's a lot of rotten here. So what do we have? One body? Okay. That sucks. What am I trying to do? Bury them. So how many was it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Alright, time to look at a bunch of dead bodies. This is really a inefficient route to bury them. Oh, and you tried to put them in the same grave? Brilliant. 2 bodies, 1 grave. Don't strip them, just bury them. And then we'll clean up the corpse pile. Come on. Alright, so we're a little low on food now. I thought we wouldn't be, but that Heatwave cleaned us out. I could really build a better freezer, I guess, for the future. But oh well. This is the freezer we have, and it's been more or less working for us for a while now. Alright, so as long as we don't have another poison ship, we have a lot of good, crops that are about to mature. Staving off that inevitable starvation. And I keep forgetting about this steel. I won't, though. Alright, so next up, I would like the ground penetrating radar. I guess here, somewhere around here is as good as any other place, potentially. So I'll just plop it there. And sleep time. I'm trying to get a lot done in this episode. I mean, starting a ship is pretty cool. So that's the last meal. So I think what I'll do is I will sort of piecemeal, only harvest a little bit out of this. So we don't pre-harvest too much. It's just enough for like a stack. So that's a stack plus 2. Oh, I think the Mechanites aren't finished. I thought for a second they were, but I'd be wrong. 10 to yourself. Alright, and do some joy. Alright, so the radar needs a little bit more steel. Almost done. It's pretty much going to clean us out of steel and a considerable amount of components, but we can now make components, and we have a lot of slag, so we could make steel if we needed. Alright, so this is clearly steel. The big nodes, it's probably not any changed. from before. But before I do anything, I'd like to try to get the ground penetrating, the other type of radar going to the long range mineral. So, so we'll see about that. Let's read it. I should have read it beforehand. Automatically detects precious minerals like jade, gold in the nearby areas, but not in which it was built. And I'm not sure what that means. But we'll find out, I suppose. Where are you headed? Oh, hauling some slag. I probably should get an electric smelter first, just because I've got so much slag sitting around. So I think that's, I guess, the next thing I'll do. Well, in fact, let's break down this guy. All right. That was awfully easy. Being chased. You're being chased by pirates. I'm going to offer safety purely because, not because I want her, and I don't. Another pacifist. What is with all these pacifists? Are the pacifists the one that need the help? I don't understand. But we need food for Valentina, and I don't have a crowd sleep casket built yet to stick her in. So I think that's going to be my next priority. So I'm just going to hope that none of these guys come and have like doomsday launchers or anything like that. So what I'll do is I will equip a gun and meet them out there and do this sort of fallback routine. So you, I'm going to kick you out like immediately. Alright, what weapons do they have? They're all melee, so I'll take pot shots, break some of their shields. Alright, time to run. Hope none of them are sprinters. None seem to be catching up to me. Alright, I'm not going to have you walk out there and get slaughtered. I know I'm evil making you march to your death, but I am marginally less evil than slaughtering you. Alright. Testing out the new shotgun. I don't want them to get very close to me, so I'm going to play it a little safe. Keep watching the percent, and they're fleeing. Superior Jade Club. Wow, that's worth a pretty penny. Alright, now Julia, I saved you, and we're gonna pretend like I'm not killing you. These guys had pretty good weapons. Alright, so let's see. You have some... all the ones that... well, I don't think I want to add anyone. But if I was to add someone, Tom Cowan is not a bad person to add. Do I still have that bionic eye? Did I buy a bionic eye? Maybe I never did. I thought I had, but Tom. Yeah, we're not gonna add anyone to our lineup. We'll just duo Survivor. So I'm gonna strip them. Let's turn these turrets off. And start immediately hauling bodies so that if we ever have a heat wave, they have a chance of not spoiling too early. And then we have like a duster and some shields and stuff like that that we can use. Guess cleaning the blood is pointless right now, but yeah, we have a lot of extra clothing now. Alright, caravan's ready. Sorry to do this, but go away. Alright, and we'll sleep it off. So we'll have cleanup to do tomorrow. Julia's already down. She made it like 10 feet. So only a -3 for colonists died. Alright, these potato plants have matured, which is awesome. Pirate merchant. Cool. Sorry to do this to you, Silver, but I want you up. Because these pirate merchants are probably going to buy a lot of what we have. No, they're not buying the melee. I'll be damned. Okay, fine. Don't buy my melee. I do have shield belts that you'll probably buy, right? I have some dusters that I just want hauled anyway. Alright, so will you buy the shield belts? Yes, you will. That's what I thought. I'm gonna get rid of the EMP grenades. I don't foresee using them. And then get rid of the medicine. And that's all I'm gonna do. Actually, I'm gonna sell... No, that's all I'm gonna do. Because it is possible that we'll need to buy some uranium or AI cores or stuff, so I should start saving up for that stuff. And this Superior Jade Glove, and there's some other weapons in here that are worth a pretty penny. You know, we'll keep that in mind. Alright, so we have a freezer just about full of bodies again. Ready for the next heat wave to ruin it all. And my hero here really wants to harvest, but I'm just making him haul. Yeah, I could prioritize haul, but whatever. Alright, so Bomba wanted to wear a steel cap. Does that hurt your... Yeah, it hurts your temperature a bit. Alright, go ahead and harvest some potato. You're so eager to do it, I won't stop you. Ooh, some wake up. So I'm not going to put him to sleep. Bomba can go to sleep, but I'm going to keep Silver up. So... because we have some blood to clean up. How did the blood get in there? I don't know. But then we also want to repair the coolers and repair the battery, backup battery, charge the backup battery, repair a bunch of other stuff. There's a lot of little work tasks to do here. So it's good to skip a day's sleep. Yeah, I guess I'm calling for pulling all-nighters. That's what it just sounded like to me too. And look at what we got accomplished by pulling that all-nighter. Honestly, not bad. Harvest more potato plants? Yeah, look at him. He's like on crack. The Mechanites plus the wake up. Quite an interesting combo here. He's like a little harvest bot. Has uranium, but as cool as it sounds to me, I'm not going to go out of my way for that just yet. Alright, let's start hauling these potatoes where they belong. Yeah, this is a big yield. I didn't really count how much I was going to have, but clearly this is a lot of food. Just about filling up the pantry now. Alright, pantry is full. And actually, you know what? This pantry can move up. There's no reason for the pantry to stop where it is. Alright, so we got Computer Core 2. I guess Power Armor. You never know if I want to make a suit or not. It's possible that I will. If we're really waiting on the uranium or something like that. I have changed my mind. Because we have deep drilling, I'm not even going to bother with the smelter. Which means I'm not even going to bother with this slag. I'll just leave the slag in place. Oh boy, you were tired. Alright, let's allow him to sleep. Otherwise, he's just going to go crazy. So, sleep time for you. Wealth is probably, wealth just shot up a lot. Wear thrombos. Nice. And Mechanoid raid. Not so nice. Alright, heavy charge blast is good. I much prefer those than the Infernos, because being set on fire is annoying. Alright, Valentina, I'm gonna have you go inside again. Oh, I killed it. Okay. Huh. No. Just gonna ignore one another. They're only concerned about murdering me. Is that it? Alright, gonna do the power off, power on trick. Oop, Mamba, I didn't mean to rope you in on this. Power's on. Alright, one's down. Other one's down. Much easier than Inferno. So much easier. Alright, let's break these two down and then I'll put them to sleep. Really hope a weapon person comes by soon, because we have way too much invested in these melee, like these high quality melee weapons. Like Jade weapon. Alright. I guess I'm not going to keep Silver on the same schedule as Bomba for his mood purposes. But that aside, we just wrapped an hour here. Man, it goes by quick. So, just to cover what we've done, we started the ship. We got attacked, what, like 3-4 times by Mechanoids? Once by pirates, all wielding melee weapons. We saved and then consequently murdered our refugee, and we almost starved to death. So, good episode, I guess? So I thank you all for watching, and I hope you tune in next time. Next time being, I don't know, tomorrow. I'm recording this today and gonna probably put it up on the net. And I really appreciate all the comments. You guys are really helping me become a better player, while I hope to help you become a better player. And I'll catch you next time, everyone. Adios.